Okay. So I had to send two links. One was obviously the pinned Discord server comment, and then the other one being the patch notes themselves on the website if you wish to see those. Okay, so without further ado, let's begin. Now, it's a bit different for me because on the PS4, the screenshots, like when you look at an image, it goes full screen. This one only goes, as you can see, a good portion of it, but not full. But let's see here. So what's first? The following changes have been. So they're just done then. 199. Not 199. Freaking 999. You see, I had thought it was gonna be like 500. That's what I assumed it was gonna be. But now they're saying, oh, let's increase it to 999. So this way, when you fight the pre-med, they know who definitely to watch out for. Increased rate of limit to 120. Are you guys trying to get me to play as Goku Black and all them again? Is that it? I thought I was out of the woods with the Baby Raider, trying to get to level 100. Now I got an extra like 25 levels to get to. Well, it should be fun. All right, what else is there? New Raiders. Season Z, Cell and So Juniors. Cell and So Juniors differ from Raider Cell in a number of ways. Reduce the number of change power S spawning during a match. Increased the number of civilians appearing during a match. What? So I'm assuming that when Cell, so I'm assuming that with this, that most of the crates are going to have live barriers with recovery devices. Because when I look at this, when it says they reduce the number of change power S's but increase the number of civilians, this I don't know that, here's the thing. It's not going to matter if they reduce the number of changes because people have the one passive where you get an extra cube when you save a civilian. And now that they've increased the civilians, survivors have a better chance to gain level 3. Okay. Increase the number of civilians, reduced evolution energy needed to advance from 1, 2, 2, 3 to 4. So it's harder to get up there because as Golden Frieza, it was easier. So for this one's going to be harder. Increased evolution energy gained by finishing off Survivor. Reduced Raider's overall health. Did they really reduce the health of Cell? What is the point of that? You know what? I'm gonna look at the other passwords in a second to see what else is there. Reduced range of key detection at 2 through 4. Slightly reduced speed bonus when moving towards a locked target when firing a key blast at evolution stage 3. But it's like no one asked for this, but okay. Well, let me read what you said. I apologize for neglecting your comment. No live Japanese players are 100% going to grind for that lovely level 999, so that can be their badge of honor. I'm trying to imagine that being my contribution to PlayStation, bragging about how I got to level 999 before the game, ends the service. Let's see here, with how much time, with how much grinding time AK Polisher puts into this game, I wouldn't be surprised because of the grinds by being an American player. I mean, again, like it's not just for Japanese players, although it's for the majority of them. I see, and I know that because you can kind of notice that based on the leaderboards. All right, what else is there? Slightly reduced key blast projectile speed evolution stage 3. Slightly reduced key blast hitbox evolution stage 3. Jesus Christ, they just hate semi-perfect cell, don't they? So let me get this straight. What do you think, bro? I'm 2 pages in. I'm 2 pictures in. And I don't know what the heck they're thinking right now. So basically, from what I'm seeing, there's going to be more civilians. when you're Cell. But there's going to be less change S's, which is not going to matter because you can just keep picking up the stuff as you go along. While simultaneously, it's going to take Cell longer to get to level 4. Also coupled with the fact that I'm seeing a lot of decreases in range and speed. Alright, what else is there? Reduced Key Blast maximum firing range, evolution stage 3. Okay, so we can't snipe no more either. Jesus Christ, they just neutered him. Reduced Key Blast damage, evolution stage 3. Oh my god, he might be the worst person now all of a sudden. Reduced gravity impact damage at stage 3. Are there any other decrease I should know about within the Cell? Reduced super attack, full power energy blast bullet damage at stage 3. They had a fun time boosting this man to the ground. Oh man. And here's the thing, he's not even the biggest culprit right now this particular season. It's not even Cell that's the hardest to deal with. It's still Goku Black because of the level 2 strategy. This is literally going to turn everybody off of Cell. No, I'm assuming, without even looking at the rest of them, they probably nerfed everybody to some degree so everybody would be focused on the new Raider Cell. I mean Broly. Reduced speed bonus when moving towards a locked on target at stage 4. Oh, jeez. That's it. Majin Buu Gohan absorbed differs from the original different ways. Oh, I gotta see this one. How to jump. How did you guys quote unquote cook with this Raider? Dragon Balls will no longer appear during a match at... Oh, there's no Dragon Balls. Is that... Dragon Balls no longer appear during a match at Dragon Radar levels. Does that part mistranslated? It might have because it doesn't make too much sense. I'm trying to look at it. It says Dragon Balls no longer appear during a match at Dragon Radar levels 1 and 3. So are they just reducing the... I'm going to assume they probably reduce the amount of radars. I'm assuming. Because this is a mistranslation. Likely, like I said. Slightly increased the number of change L spawned during a match. So Spopovich is dead then. Reduce the number of... So basically what they're saying is there's going to be less small changes and more large changes. So people will have a better chance of jumping Spopovich. Assuming that he's still here. Increase the number of civilians appearing during a match. Reduced evolution energy needed to advance stage 1 to 2. Okay, now must... Wait a minute, so they further buffed it then. No, wait. No. Yeah, no, the first time. Reduce evolution. Okay. Increase speed bonus when moving towards the... Okay, so what they're saying is that everything they did to Cell that got neutered from him was transferred over to Buu. Because while Cell is slower, Buu is faster. Increase speed bonus. Increase... Yeah, see? Increase master detection range, level 3. Reduce cooldown time of ill... Wait a minute, we reduce the cooldown time of ill rain. So this is going to keep spamming that for dear lives then. Added an explosion hitbox when Key Blast land. Wait a minute. Explosion hitbox? You mean like that... wait a minute. You mean like the AoE thing? You mean to tell me there's gonna be like an AoE if you're on the floor when you're fighting like Super Buu or something? That better not be the case because everybody's gonna be picking him the entire time. So basically, he's gonna be back to being number 1 again, like he was back in season 1. Jesus Christ! Okay, before I even continue, Do they play test their game? Because I highly believe they don't. They just started just throwing stuff to the wall and see what. It's just like they just started throwing stuff to the wall and seeing what stuck, without listening to anybody's input. Okay, let's continue. Reduced ill rain damage. Oh, okay, okay. So basically, it's a so you have so you can use it more, but it doesn't do as much damage. Okay, it still knocks you back though. So, and what's up, Deca? Yeah, the original producer tested it, and everybody else got to test it in season 3 in the public test server. Slightly reduced keyless hitbox. Oh, okay, so you can kind of dodge a little better, but on the floor you can't. Reduced hitbox when key blast terrain. Stage 3. Following. Oh, survivor skills. Here we go. Active skill. Active skill capsule single wheel motorbike. So bonus thing. The vehicle will not disappear for a period of time after it's dismounted. Oh, so you can get back on it then, I think, right? You can kind of get off and get back on. Is that what it's saying? Maybe it's mistranslation again. I don't know. You cannot ride motorbikes owned by other survivors. Well, duh. Slightly reduce acceleration and maximum speed while boosting. Reduce the speed boost applied by the passive skill expert driver speed boost. I have a quick question again. Who uses the skill? I say that because when I'm baby, when I'm anybody else, if I see anybody else playing the match, I don't see them running around with the motorbike. I see them with the Nimbus. I see them with Jocko spaceship still. I see them with the bat. Anything that doesn't involve being on the floor. So it doesn't make sense to nerf something that no one uses. Now, last time in Season 8, they nerfed stuff based on the win rate of said moves, punishing people for doing their job correctly. Now we're just seeing them going off the rails by nerfing and buffing stuff that makes no sense whatsoever. Game balance. There we go. The following changes will be made to improve game balance. With the release of Cell Juniors, the following changes will be made to Raider Cell. Shortened finisher time, evolution stages 2 to 3. So I'm guessing it doesn't pick you up as long or anything. But then I guess why they did that though. Slightly increased firing range of active skill solar flare. Okay, so it actually has more range then. Shortened area destruction time. Oh, okay, so basically it's like Golden Frieza. And so basically like Golden Frieza, like Grade 8 Baby, like they blew up areas faster. Same thing with level 4 Zamasu. So it was Majin Buu, reduced cooldown time. Did you guys really? I apologize for the silence, but I'm shocked. Did you guys really reduce the cooldown time of a teleportation move that people exploited to get away from people all the dang time? Now I know for sure nobody tested this. Jesus Christ. Let's see here. The damage notification effect during Evolution Stage 2 Angry Explosion will last until the ashes complete. Oh, okay. Because people were, and the reason why because people literally waited until he said hate you, and then they threw a key blast at him. So they're gonna have to wait a little longer to throw it at him. Yeah, this is the finale of Breakers for sure. So they're like, with it being the max cap of $9.99, along with nerfing Cell but buffing Boo like a season 1 all over again, this might be the end. They retouch the place people. Of course they do. They probably read troll comments and probably take those into account. Let's see here. Shortened finisher time. Let's do the 3. I could have sworn it did that though. But we'll see what happens. As usual. Added a shockwave that knocks away survivors. Oh, okay, so Angry Shout is just like Goku Black's and Baby's break strike moves now. So Angry Shout's better. Okay. So basically, actually, wait a minute. This means that if you're this means that if you're Majin Buu, or if you're like, no, actually, no, it's kind of cancerous actually, because some people actually use stuff like energy field to kind of get out of like a Buu's pod, like his little stomach. So now you can just use Angry Shout and knock you back while you're doing it. Then, I mean, I understand that he needs to get updated to have that to counter energy field outside of his stomach, but inside of his stomach is going to be even more cancerous. Implemented the following adjustments to active skill Goku Gum 2 to 4. The attack is no longer canceled when hit by a survivor's Ki Blast. Oh, so basically, they made it better. They made it to where it's like before, whereas people just can't come in behind through it or just throw a Ki Blast to it because when I was Boo way back when, or when I was fighting Boo, I noticed that, and that works to everybody's advantage. But now it's just like it can go through again. Increased range. Okay. Implemented the following adjustments to ill rain. The Ki Blast will split when it hits terrain before the timer usually splits. Okay. Slightly reduced time until the Ki Blast splits. Okay. Wait a minute. So it goes out faster then. Implemented the following adjustments to Ill Bomber. The skill can be used while being damaged. So they have a second evasive then. Let me read this real quick, the comments real quick. I don't know how to get information. Because it's not like the whole fight of Boo Raider being Hyrule Hyrule Raider. Well, that's what it was back in Season 1, too. Well, actually, Season 1. Season 2, he was balls. Because, because he got heavily nerfed while still keeping the same health bar for Boo and Spopovich. But now it's just like everything, they seem to be babying this Raider all of a sudden. Like, he's easy mode all over again. What'd I miss? You missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pictures worth of stuff. So I'm gonna try to summarize it for you real quick. So survival level 199, Raiders are 120. Cell got nerfed. All of his speeds and his ranges for all that stuff got nerfed, and they kind of gave that particular privilege of being annoying to Boo. Okay, now we're back to this now. Oh yeah, by the way, Cell and Boo at level 4 can now blow up areas as fast as Fuse Zamasu and like Grade A Baby and stuff, and Golden Frieza. And they also gave, as you can see, Spopovich and then like more stuff to do, because now Ill Bomber is now a second evasive. So it's even more annoying to fight Super Boo. The skill can be cancelled after moving for a set period of time. Okay. Upon activation, blows away just to prevent their attack. So it blows them away too. So it's basically a second Angry Shout then. Certain effects will no longer be audible to survivors while invisible. The Raider icon will no longer show up while invisible. Okay. That one I understand. The last one I understand, because that's the whole point of being invisible, is before you can't be tracked. That's not the one thing I understand about this entire patch, though, because everything else makes no dang sense. Excuse me. Extraordinary destruction time, I already know about that one. The following changes will be added to Raider Vegeta. Here we go. Did he get nerfed or buffed? Added a shockwave that knocks away enemies. Ki explosion at level 2. Okay. So this was Nappa's evasive, wasn't it? Ki explosion? So they actually added it to where he knocks people and stuff like energy field and stuff. Same thing with Vegeta level 3. Okay. Shortened area destruction time of stage 4. Jesus Christ. So let me get straight. Grade A Vegeta can now blow up areas faster now too. So every level 4 is going to blow up areas faster. The follow. That was it for the Vegeta? So Vegeta's whole thing was his evasive knock you back, he blows up areas faster, level 4. That's it. The Ginyu Force. Reduced energy needed to advance from 1 to 2. They realized that Gordo was getting spanked by everybody every time I fought him, so they decided to give him that particular buff, I guess. Yes, yeah. If instant transmission didn't get nerfed, what here's the though. They want you to stop using instant transmission. They want you to keep using the Nimbus because you could instantly get on it when the area's about to blow up, and it made it faster. So this way, when the Raider's about to blow up an area, the Raider can see you coming as a freaking like a huge yellow cloud, rather than actually being like slick with it. See me personally, that's why I have the emergency escape device, which I'm probably going to have to use for every preset now, because it's going to blow up areas faster. So I have to be extremely careful. Reduce energy needed, slightly increase evolution energy. Wait a minute. Increase evolution energy to get level 2 to 3, and 3 to 4. So it's actually easier for Godo to escape, but it's going to be harder for Raccoon and all of them to get to level 4. Let's see here. This would have been meaningful if the transmission not get nerfed to the ground. Basically, most people who don't have the Nimbus are screwed. Yeah. So all raiders can destroy areas faster. I'll have knockback evasive. From what I've been reading, yes. They're trying to give new players a summon for the Nimbus. Someone's forced to have to pay. That it's basically like pay to win again all of a sudden. So they added a shockwave to pretty much the evasives of the Ginyu Force. And shorten area destruction time too. So the Ginyu Force can also blow up areas faster. Broly. I'm assuming this is Super Broly. Added a short cooldown at the beginning of active skill to charge. Oh, okay. So this way, people can't just up and charge at you as soon as the match starts. Because I had that happen to a couple of my friends while I was playing. It's like, they say, Trunks will say, can you hear me as Trunks? And all of a sudden, one unfortunate survivor has Broly literally breathing down his neck while he's talking to him. So that's not a thing anymore. So he actually has to wait a little bit. Reduce. No, actually, I gotta go to the next page. Reduced energy needed to advance from 2 to 3. So we can get level 3 faster. And slightly increase evolution energy to advance from 2 to 4. Okay. Alright, what else is there? You know what I noticed? Again. They didn't touch Baby at all. They never nerf or buff Baby. They like his past was just non-existent. Like they just think that he's just perfectly balanced. Like they did Broly stuff. They did, as a matter of fact, Goku Black too, with level 2 strategy. Boy, that nonsense. All right, let's see here. Survivor skill adjustments. Oh, it should be fun. Improvements we made to the following survivor skills to improve our game balance. Upgraded the passive ki control that nobody on Earth uses. Will directly decrease remaining time detected instead of increased detection time reduction speed. The skill's effect will reduce time detected by a raider even further than before. Okay. Transfer super attack adjustments. The following attacks will be made certain survivor attacks are too powerful on their own. Some improvements will be made to special beam cannon to other extended time between activating super attack and final. Okay, so special beam cannon is actually slower then. Thank Christ, this was annoying. Every time I pick Baby, I hear some idiot spam special beam cannon while I'm fighting somebody. Every time. But let's see here. Extended time, very slightly reduced key wave hitbox. Okay. Reduced limit gauge amount consumed. So you can use it more then. Increased knockback gauge. What? Are you high? What kind of patch is that? This made it to where it knock you back faster. Rebellion Spear. Weaken tracking abilities and reduce damage. So Rebellion Spear is Rebellion screwed now because nobody's going to use it anymore. Let's see here. Improvements will be made to the following super attack. Special Beam Cannon Beast. No, it just says Special Beam Cannon. It didn't say anything about Beast. Special Beam Cannon Beast, that fires off too slow anyway. Improvements will be made, some downward adjustments. See here. Fierce Fist. Okay, so on Piccolo again. Strengthened tracking capabilities while charging. Reduced damage. Okay, so better tracking, not really strong. Gigantic Charge. Strengthened tracking, increased knockback distance. Oh, that should be real fun when you're Raider trying to fight for the STM. You get knocked back from Z all the way to the end of C or something. I mean, I'm exaggerating the thing, but you get the gist. Because everybody's going to start knocking you back with that move. So basically what's going to happen is that people are literally... Wait a minute, hold on. What? Let me get this straight. So you nerfed Bardock but buffed Orange Piccolo because you weakened the tracking capabilities and damage Rebellion Spear, but you gave that privilege to Fierce Fit. No, you gave privilege to Gigantic Charge or Broly. I apologize, I'm Broly. So basically the tracking is better and the knockback distance is better. And then we had... It didn't say anything about being more powerful though. Let's see here. Burning Slash, Justice Rush, Wolf Fang Fist, Kaioken Soul. So basically any move that locks you in place and stuff. Redistributed damage amounts across the attack to increase the amount of damage dealt just after super attack hits. Increased knockback distance of the final hit. Because you know when you get stunned, you're going to knock back like a while. Justice Combination. Okay, let me see this one. Redistributed the damage amounts across, increased knockback damage of final hits, very slightly increased charging speed, and increased maximum range. Increased amount of ki used, increased damage. So Justice Combination does more damage, but uses more of your ki. You look at the banner, they made it was obvious. Yep. Final Kamehameha. Also, this is Vegito. Increased maximum range, very slightly increased action time in accordance with the maximum firing range, and very slightly reduced key wave hitbox. Other actions can be taken sooner after the action finishes. So you can do, like the Final Kamehameha, you can probably just like evade real quick to try to get off another one, is what I'm hearing. Very slightly increased damage. Increased limit gauge amount consumed. Okay, so I actually have to... So I can't use it as much. Super Black Kamehameha Rose. Increased firing range. Increased speed. Slightly. Other actions can be taken. Increases the amount used. Kaioken Kamehameha. Increased firing range. So this increased the range of all these Kamehameha skills. Increase the speed. Increase the damage. Other actions can be taken sooner while you're doing that. Oh man, let's see here. What else is there? Kaioken. Gallic Gun. So okay, this is a regular Gallic Gun. Pretty much the same thing. It's like everybody got buffed in Ki Blast, but Cell's gonna be getting his behind whooped because it decreased his health. So basically, Gallic Gun is pretty much the same thing. Increased damage and increased amount consumed. Nothing about firing range or speed. I guess I'm using Goku Black, pretty much. Super Black. And increase the hitbox, Jesus Christ. Increase the speed, increase limit gauge amount, okay. Tri-beam. Very slightly reduced hitbox, but they don't tell you specifically what it means by very slightly, as if anybody even sees it. Increase the knockback gauge reduction amount. Okay, so I can knock you back more with it. So, okay, so Key Blasts, Supers, and Active Skills can be used slightly sooner after firing, right, after the firing action finishes. Increase the amount used. Masenko and Dodon, right? The safer moves he used some time ago. Increased damage, increased knockback amount. Oh, so those are just better now. God Kamehameha. Oh, I gotta see this one. What did they do to the fastest Kamehameha in the game? Slightly increased damage. They didn't say anything. So basically, it's still going to be 110 in terms of how much Kia uses. So they just made God Kamehameha better then. And then Vanishing Ball increased the hitbox and speed. You guys really are high. I was joking earlier. Now I have a reason to believe once again that you haven't tested your game. That's why there are no streams or nothing when it happened. Let's see here. Ansys Cannon. The other move nobody uses. Increases the speed, its hitbox, and certain stuff can be used after firing. Reduced damage. So people can be using Kid Buu and God Goku a lot. Rocket Punch. Increased hitbox. Nothing about damage or anything else like that. Riot Javelin. Okay, so they increased the firing range, slightly increased explosion hitbox, reduced the knockback gauge reduction amount, so it doesn't do as much anymore. And then you can still use stuff afterwards. Wait, so hold on. They reduced the Key Blast hitbox, but increased the explosion hitbox. Okay. Powered Shell. Every slightly increased maximum firing range, increase the speed, and you can use certain stuff while the action finishes. Reduces the knockback gauge amount, so it's not going to knock you back as much. Maiden Blast. Increase the firing range. Don't know why. Increase explosion hitbox. And you can also, of course, do stuff after the firing action. Reduce damage. Okay. Light Grenade. Again, no one uses Light Grenade or that or anything. Every time you see stuff, you always see Special Beam Cannon. You always see Finish Buster. And you always see Spirit Bomb. Light Grenade increased maximum firing range, increased limit gauge consumed, and its damage. Reduced the hitbox, and reduced the knockback gauge. Let me check something on Discord real quick before I continue. I'm gonna see the current producer of the Breakers having some words with him. That's that what it kid. What that baby is. Okay, so father son coming high. Increased damage and increase the amount consumed. Okay, so this is made father coming high. So they made that one better than okay. Sphere of Destruction. Increased damage, firing range, speed, hitbox, reduced duration of explosion, increase the amount. Okay, so that's just better. Evil Explosion. Increase the knockback reduction rate. Increased knockback distance. Increased firing range. Increase limit gauge amount consumed. Greatly reduced damage. Okay, so they didn't sugarcoat it with that one. So that was definitely getting nerfed in terms of damage. Split Finger Shot. Increased firing range. Okay, that was it then. All right. What else is here? Just checking something. Okay. Increased firing range. Dual Destructo Disc. Increased damage. Okay, so Android 18 is better then. Increase the damage and knockback gauge reduction amount with Chain Destructo Disc as well. So basically, Destructo Disc just got better. God Punisher. Oh, the memed one. Here we go. Increase the total damage. Redistributed the total damage and total knockback gauge reduction amounts across the attack to increase damage and knockback just after using the super attack. Emperor's Death Beam. Redistributed that. Increased damage, knockback gauge reduction, and increase the amount consumed. Okay, Spirit Ball, as I'm assuming, is never mind. I assumed too much because I assumed they're going to do something damage-wise, but they just redistributed damage amounts. Yeah, she's no longer a redundant version of Krillin. So this made the dual destructor disc better. Here's a Hell Flash, increased knockback gauge reduction, and increased the Ki Blast and Flame Pillar. Wait, okay. Increased the Flame Pillar hitbox. It's like playing Xenoverse all over again. Super Electric Strike, increased damage and knockback reduction amount. I will play the Hallelujah song in the background because 17, after how many seasons, finally got a buff. The last time he was, because here's the thing, he hasn't really been touched, at least according to my knowledge, since like season 3. I'm about to say like he's always been garbage until then. Like he was literally like trash tier, in my personal opinion. But they increased the damage and knockback reduction, so he's actually viable again. Okay, I'm gonna try to get this just a little faster. Side Bridge, increase firing range, speed, and damage. Okay, Demon Ray, increase the damage of Kamehameha, increase the knockback reduction. I'll look at this one just 2 seconds. So Android, because before that, level 3 Krillin has the same Ki Blast as level 3 Android 18, except for Krillin had an 18 did in his good supers. If I understood it correctly, I think the last time she was really good as well, when it came to the disc and blast volley, that was season 2. Because the disc can out-prioritize. Wait, could it? No, I don't think it could. But I do remember that blast volley was really good to try to knock back the Raider. Because there was no such thing as a knockback meter way back when. And this is other changes and stuff, so I'm going to try to just skim through these. When boarding the escape time machine while Ultimate Dragon chains with a super transfer. That super transfer will... Oh, cool. Thank you. That I actually wanted. Because there have been too many idiots that would literally have a fighting chance with a super transfer and they just run off. So fortunately, they have it to where when that particular coward runs off with the super transfer, it'll literally spawn next to the ETM. So you can... So the person that actually has a set can continue to fight against the Raider. Each time a super transfer is respawned, the maximum gauge for Ultra Champion will decrease. Oh, okay. So you can't just keep. So basically, the next person that uses it gets, for lack of a better term, sloppy seconds, I guess. But it's like you don't get nearly as much meter as you did in its like when somebody first picks it up. Attacks from Ba will no longer end Dragon Chain. Will no longer train. And I can't speak of a sudden. It will no longer end Ultimate Dragon changes. But it damages you, doesn't it? Okay. 17 pre-nerf was the same as full power Broly, where his Ki Blast suck, but his super has a lot of damage. Yeah, that was the thing about him. He was good when it came to just keeping the range from the Raider. Obviously, everybody else did the work for him. He just kept spamming that move, getting like 2 hits off. And simultaneously, this is around the time when you use a super, and you didn't use any of your meter, because nowadays when you use it as level 4, you spend like 20, and then with certain passives, it could either be a deducted amount, or you can just keep getting stuff as long as you're destroying areas or something like that. All right. When a pursuit character summoned by a Raider skill lands, the Raider's side player will hear the sound effect that plays on Ki Blast. Raider custom voices will no longer be interrupted by voices that play during attacks or other actions. Okay, they probably did that because people will try to use an emote, and then while the block up area, it will just interrupt them. Civilians taken out by area destruction attacks on... Let's see here. So, civilians taken out by area destruction or Broly's Stage 2 will no longer count towards the weekly challenge, finish off 10 civilians as a Raider. Some Raiders rescue civilians instead. Oh, that one, okay. They will still count towards the final versus civilian rating during the results, though. Whatever. The effect of Cook will no longer apply. Moving underwater or in the air while using Por or First Baba skin. Okay. Moving on land while transforming to Orange Piccolo will Super Transfer. I was unaware that Cook even affected those. The effect of the Survivor passive trained by an angel will no longer apply when moving or Dragon Change with a passive skill found a Dragon Change, moving in the air or transform to Orange Piccolo, Giant Super Transfer. After the successive hit portion of the transfer for destruction, the user will no longer instantly snap towards a locked on target. If the transformation triggered by the transfer super attack final explosion is interrupted by damage, the explosion's hitbox will disappear. Okay? Oh, and this is just the bugs. I can just skim through all these because I don't give a flying crap about the bugs. Unless, of course, any of the bugs they fixed were some stuff that me and my friends had to go through, which is literally spectating when it comes to that, where you're just pretty much chilling outside the map while watching everybody else get the behinds with by Broly. We had me finding 6 power keys. We had me trying to find a match for 13 minutes in a matchmaking screen, and a bunch of other stuff. Fix an issue on the Waterfront Warzone map where supply drops will get caught on the Super Time Machine under certain conditions. When has that happened? When has that ever happened? Where a supply drop will fall on the Super Time Machine? That must have happened to some person in a country that I can't even pronounce or something, because there's no way that happened where I went. Fixed an issue with the Raider and Survivor Scouter and the Item Scouter, where the skill was canceled after Cameron Kane changed the... Hold on. Fixed an issue with the Raider and Survivor Active Skill Scouter and the Item Scouter, where if the skill was used... If the skill item's use was canceled after the camera's view angle was changed, the camera angle from the previous use would be carried over to the skill if it was used again. So you just reset, basically, is what I'm saying. Again, anybody hear about any of these bugs? They just making stuff up to make themselves look busy. I hope it shows the 6 key. Yeah, I'm hoping so too. Fix an issue with the following raiders where moving at the same time as the survivor and using a close range attack will cause the attack to miss. Raiders Frieza and Golden Frieza. Ginyu level 1. Again, never happened. Fix an issue with Vegeta's evolution stage when self-destruct, where the Cyberman on the ground would charge along the ground instead of the air, while attempting to attack an airborne survivor. I mean, I guess. Even though I've never seen it happen, because I'm not stupid enough to get near a Cyberman. Fixed multiple issues with the following attacks when hitting an airborne Dragon Chain survivor, such as failing to deal damage on a hit. Active skill, let's do this, Birder, and Ga with Golden Frieza. Fix an issue with the Ginyu Force level 1 where time freeze, with a freezing attack will not apply when his survivors have massive blow descriptions. Successfully link with analyze active skill, I'll thank you just this once. And the Dragon Chain's night ended. Moving the passive skill that all in Dole Out Vengeance. Fix an issue with Broly Evolution Stage 3 Blaster Meteor Evolution, where the barrier could hit survivors through cover. That one I actually did get hit by. I actually put that in one of my compilation videos, actually, where I was hiding in a building in Dark Future, and I got hit when he did that ultimate attack at level 3. So that one I kind of understand. So now you're actually safe when you actually get into a cave or a building. Fix an issue with Goku Black Zamasu level 4, similar to death with a charge attack with fail to hit survivors that are riding vehicles. Fix an issue with Goku Black Light of Justice, where the attack will be cancelled immediately after activation, even when being hit from behind certain attacks such as Go-Go Gum. Fix an issue with Baby Evolution Stage 2 Big Bang Attack, where the damage double explosion was lower than expected. Oh, please, when I'm the raider, everything's lower than expected. The kind of guns with the territory when I'm fighting premates. Fix an issue with Gamma 1 and 2. Hold on, I gotta see this one. How many pictures did I take? Jesus. I'm trying to get through this. All these freaking patches that they saw, all these bugs that they said that they went to. Fix an issue with Gamma 1 and 2. Where the invincibility period after evolving was shorter than expected. Fix an issue with Gammas of 1 and 3. Android barrier, where the barrier will be destroyed when touching a survivor under the effects of the passive skill at all. An issue with Gamma 1 and 2 because they apparently just cannot get it right when it comes to the balance of that freaking mid-raider. The Android barrier where attack will sometimes fail to hit survivor when the survivor was unleashed. A close range attack when survivor evolution was lower than survivor's dragon change level. Fixed an issue once again with the Gamma 1 and 2. Oh, that was the Cell Max, where Max Barrier could destroy placed vehicles. Fix an issue with Golden Frieza, where the attack would be unable to destroy vending machines and skill gimmicks. How on earth you manage that one? I mean, yeah, it's a bug, so they're going to patch it. Fix an issue with Raider Golden Frieza, where if another active skill, Super Attack or Destruction, was activated. I am almost done. Jesus Christ. They have more of this stuff than they have the actual, like, add-ons, still. Fix an issue. The skill should be treated as being used despite actually being cancelled. Active skills, super area destruction will no longer be usable once conditions for ending a transformation are met. Fix an issue with Raider Golden Frieza, where if the active skill Golden Frieza ended during... Well, hold on, let me read this again. Fix an issue with Raider Golden Frieza, where if the active skill Golden Frieza transformation ended during the ritual to summon Shenron and to make me immortal wish was granted, Frieza would be unable to take certain actions afterwards. How about fixing it to where you're the raider, you blow up areas of a 4, you're stuck in place? That happened to me when I was grade 8 baby. That was the first and last time I ever lost as that particular version of baby. Because realistically you don't lose as him. Fix an issue with Golden Frieza, Death Slicer Barrage, where landing Ki Blast on Bubbles, get out here Bubbles, would not make Bubbles disappear. So he was just God back then. Fix an issue where items would sometimes disappear when attempting to acquire them to acquire them the moment Dragon Change ends. There's a lot of bugs never heard of. Well, of course. I'm assuming they made this stuff up, like I said, to make this stuff look busy because ain't nobody gonna fire a Death Slicer Barrage on Bubbles. See if fix an issue with some time. No, I already read that one. Fixed an issue with Survivor active skill Fake Death, where the attack would fail to hit despite the raider being hit within the attack range through cover. I don't know about through cover, but I do remember that sometimes it won't hit the raider in general. Let's see here. Fix an issue with the active. The item box will sometimes not be highlighted. How do you mess up item search? I'm gonna just skip that one before I actually can get more angry. Fix an issue with Dragon changing through Power Unleashed or Flash of Rage, where after the cooldown time is recovered with passive skill Shenron's Gift. The skills would enter cooldown again if the Dragon change ends without using them a second time. Fix an issue where Power Unleashed is used while Dragon change limit gauge under a certain amount. Super attack limits will continue to be reduced even to certain change. Okay. Fixed an issue on the survivor side with the active skill Flash of Rage, where survivor would be unable to proceed when using the skill while not Dragon Chains at the same time as getting infected by baby level 1. Why don't you just change Flash of Rage to where when you use the skill, it doesn't just lock onto the raider even though you're locked off of him? Because sometimes I try to use Flash of Rage, I'm looking in an entirely different direction, my character is still trying to target the raider. Fix an issue with the active skill Flash of Rage, where the skill will not enter cooldown after the action is interrupted by an attack during the period just after Dragon Change into just before the charge attack begins. Again, like I said, I'm just trying to go through these as fast as possible. There's way too many patches. I don't know how on earth they have so many fixes for a season when the last season offered you basically nothing. They had extra time, and this is all the stuff they had to patch pretty much. Fix an issue with the survivor at the skill Flames Fry Pan where it could destroy other survivors' devices summoned with active skills, enemy radar, and trap device. I was unaware that happened. Fixed an issue so Nimbus did not get touched. Well, of course not. Of course it didn't get touched. They said, oh, everybody can keep their 20-second cooldown Nimbus while the freaking Boma's bike is completely neutered to the point where it's highly unusable. Look, I guarantee you if I use Boma's bike, it'll probably be as fast as the vehicle that you can just up and find. Let's see here. Far too many to even remember, which is precisely why I'm trying to get through this as fast as humanly possible. There's way too many. I can always just read it like an auctioneer, but I would much rather get all this stuff in. It was already good in Season 6 before it got buffed. I think they never imagined all the bugs in this game, which is why they split up on the seasons. I don't know. Okay, let's see here. Fix an issue with Gallagher bubbles where bubbles will fail to properly jump at the radar located directly above or directly below the user. Okay. Fixed an issue with survivor skill Gallagher bubbles. Why is everything involving bubbles? There is more patches about bubbles than there is baby. Anyway, fixed an issue with bubbles where a lock-on mark will still appear on survivors when the following attacks hit, despite bubbles clicking to the survivor. To gain you force, blah, 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 blah. It's basically everything level 2. Fix an issue with the survivor skill flashbang, where if the flashbang was thrown from behind the raider and landed in front of them, it would not immobilize the raider, despite detonating within the forest within the field of vision. Well, I wouldn't have noticed because people literally use flashbangs 16 miles away, and it hits me from the back, and I still get blinded. So I wouldn't notice the difference between that flashbang move. Because every single time that I'm the raider and I'm fighting a pre-made, I'm fighting the shoe, I'm fighting flashbangs, go-go gum, flames of my fry pan, immortal champion, which by the way also, actually no, I understand why I didn't get nerfed again because I already nerfed it. But you get the point. I don't know if I'm going through all that. Fix an issue with the bats, where if a character summoned by the raiders give a person a survivor. Survivors will, wait, hold on, what? Fix an issue with the bats, where if the character summoned by the raider's skill approaches a survivor while transformed with shapeshift bat. What the? I'm trying to do this as fast as possible. It's way too many patches. Way too many fixes that probably happen in different regions. Because again, I was unaware of just about all of these. I think only like one or two of these that I've actually seen. Fix an issue with Dole Vengeance where the character in this effect could not be knocked back by something such as a raider attack. Like with Energy Field, the character would knock back. Fixed an issue with Survivor Passive Dole Vengeance where the character under the field's effect will be downed when hit with survivor attacks. So stopping attack of running will save you. Look, why is it Dole Vengeance that happens? But here's the thing. I used Wall of Defense and got downed during that. Like maybe they didn't watch a single stream of mine when that happened. Let's see here. Stopping. Right here on one fell swoop. Fix an issue with Dole Vengeance where the animation shows skills effects will be lost after the animation finishes. Fix an issue with the following transfer super attacks where they deal more damage than expected when hitting characters summoned by raider skills. Rebellion Spear, God Punisher, they're getting charged, Emperor's Death being a spirit ball. Fixed another issue, because they keep having to fix issues, where a special being cannon, where it could be more easily negated than expected when hitting an opponent's Ki Blaster wave. Fixed an issue with, oh, no, I'm going to skip that, Jesus Christ. Fix an issue, blah, blah, blah again. Fix an issue where co-op emotes such as two-person rock, paper, scissors could not be canceled. So basically, they didn't fix anything regarding the 6 power keys I found, or your character like Baby or Greater Vegeta or Frieza being glitched in midair when they blow up an area, which only happens during STM phases, but they just kind of forgot. They didn't do anything with Boo's stomach, where they added a timer because so many people play so scared as the Boo Ray, where he's got to chill by the potty the entire time in camp. Fixed various minor bugs as well. So basically, they fixed more, but they weren't brought the titles in as well. It was probably going to be another 16 pages of stuff to have to go through. And then the other, which I don't have to literally show you, which I did screenshot anyway, which is just pretty much them saying that they're going to end the link with Xenoverse 2 at the start of Season 9. Oh my God, that was so much to read in terms of bugs and whatnot. That's ridiculous. There's way too many quote unquote bugs. Like from here all the way to here is a list of bugs that the game had that was recognized in Season 8, which is the season that granted you the least amount of anything. There was one transfer, UI Goku, and he was mid. We have Golden Frieza as a raider, and that was it. There was no survivor skins, which, by the way, I didn't hear anything about any survivor skins, again, which sucks. There was no map. Obviously, there's no story. They should have at least had it to where there was like an actual genuine conclusion, like fighting Goku Black or something. Because again, like in the actual show, they had to beat him when he was an infinite Zamasu. That way, they could just beat him then and there. All right, so I'm caught up on comments. I'm caught up on all this stuff. I don't know what to say. Other than, I mean, like, technically, I think I've already said everything needed to be said. Which is, Cell got nerfed, Boo got buffed, Frieza is still Frieza, Broly can't just rush up on you at the beginning of a match, Baby is untouched, the Ginyu Force can blow up areas faster, but they still suck. I mean, actually, hold on, let me rewind. I apologize. That should be my past experience with them. But they just pretty much have it to where everybody's evasives are better. Everybody's evasives are better. Every level 4 can blow up areas faster. So a lot of people are going to be running one of two things. The Nimbus as an active skill, or Emergency Escape Device as a passive skill. So they can get away from those area explosions easier. Let's see here. Which is why we never got no new transfers. And again, it's a very easy fix. And on top of that, I don't even understand why we only got UI Goku as a transfer and no survivor skins. Because they seem to be taking the route of being lazy by saying, oh, instead of having a new survivor skin with such and such, we'll just have it to where we put that into a raider. Whatever, I apologize. Into a transfer. And the reason why is because they want you to go to that wishing system. They want you to keep on wishing and wishing and wishing and spending an abundance of your hard-earned money so you can try to get stuff that isn't even guaranteed to you. Because even when you look at, like I said before, like stuff like Flames by Fry Pan, stuff like the Bansho fan, all that was given to you when you purchase a survivor skin or the bundle for that particular survivor skin. But they're having it to where they want you to keep on trying to summon because they want you to keep spending a bunch of money. Nerf Broly more? How else do you want him to get nerfed? He can't fly next? He's gonna be like baby after that. I'm about to say, like, is the vision gonna be like worse? Are they gonna switch his are they gonna switch it to night vision or something, despite everything being during the daytime? It's just gonna blind the player after that. But yeah, that pretty much covers it for the particular nerfs and buffs for the Raiders. Maybe with this might give the Ginyu Force a fighting chance. They can blow up areas faster, and their evasives are better. Okay, so with that, I appreciate everybody for tuning in to both streams, the First Ascendant and pretty much the Share Factory stream where I was just talking about this game. Um, it's very likely that, well, actually, hold on. That's not enough. You really had that much PTSD for Broly Raider. Here's the thing. He has a really bad history of fighting Broly in that game. Well, I understand his to stay indoors. Now, me personally, I think he was personally with Broly. He was already good where he was. They didn't need to. I mean, him doing a particular move, like have a cooldown during that, it's slightly understandable. I want to see how much the cooldown is though. It might be like 20 seconds or something. I'm assuming. But yeah, for but yeah, for those who did watch this stream, thank you for tuning in. If there's any other comments you'd like to tell me, you can tell me on Discord or on PlayStation or wherever you can contact me. It's very likely tomorrow that at the event I begin to stream, it'll be later during the day, and I will be streaming Genshin Impact since that's when a new update comes along. At the beginning of August, sometime around then, is also when I might stream more Genshin Impact and the Breakers, because that's when Broly's going to be here and stuff. So I'll be playing as them. I forget how much TP tokens I have. If I have well more than enough, then I'll probably consider purchasing the 3 Raiders, and I can pretty much in real time see what they can do. I can see what Buhan does. I can see what Z Broly does. And if there's people that can connect, they can probably also see what he can do in certain situations as well. That'll pretty much do it. Like I said, I'll see you guys later.